to this episode of the Principal Pearson Podcast. Today's topic is called Student Portfolio Presentations. Okay, that might be something new. It's a little bit different name for our student-led conferences. And so this session is about why are we changing the name of student-led conferences to Student Portfolio Presentations. So let's first of all, let me do my introduction. So I have Christina Roy, 8th grade language arts teacher, and Rachel Dioran, 7th grade social studies teacher here at Ellington Middle School. And these two are the coordinators, the caretakers, the lesson designers of our advisory program, and really much the engine behind the work we're going to talk about today. So can I just say up front, thank you for all your work here. And I look forward to hearing your ideas and sharing with parents about why are we changing the name from student-led conferences to student portfolio presentations. Why are we changing the name?
I think our biggest idea was to help to have a better understanding of the purpose of the conference. So if you think about the letters, student portfolio presentation, let's first talk about the student-led piece.
Okay, yes.
That is kind of the commonality between last year's and this year's conference. We want students to have ownership in what they're doing. Students are setting goals, they're reflecting on their strengths, their areas of growth, and really they're planning for the future. So the student-led portion has stayed the same.
So the portfolio piece has also stayed the same, and just like last year, students are going to use the portfolio in order to show their growth. It's a great window into your students' work here at Ellington Middle School. It's a great piece of evidence that kids can refer to show what they're doing here at EMS.
It's interesting. I think about our portfolios and I'm watching them work, right? And we have kids who are comparing their work to last year's or 2 years ago in 6th grade. It's one of the unique things, I think, in Ellington that we ask our kids to keep these multi-year portfolios. How powerful is that when I think about other districts in terms of how they're encouraging reflection? It's just, I think it's a super powerful tool.
Yeah, with a couple of clicks, we can go back and look years in the past.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right, the last letter of the student portfolio presentation is the presentation letter, the letter P. And this is all about public speaking. We want kids to have an opportunity to practice those skills because we know they're going to be important in their future. So when we think about presentation, we want kids to speak about their learning, their growth, their strengths, their weaknesses, and this student portfolio presentation gives them an opportunity to do that.
And so it's a presentation form this year. So much like we have soccer performances, we have drama performances, we're going to think of this like an academic performance. So students are going to be able to speak on where they are and where they hope to be when it comes to different skills here at the middle school.
Yeah, I mentioned a little nervous about that.
Yes,
because quite honestly, right as a 12, 13-year-old having to present. But I also think this, and I've shared this story with you before, that I have 3 daughters who are now in the work world, right? But each of them, for all the college degrees that they've gotten, every program, every job, everything that they've done, they've had to interview. And we hope that these presentations will give chances for kids to practice that concept of interviewing, of actually talking about my learning. If I'm going to the University of Connecticut, I have to actually interview to get into that school. I just think our kids will have 7, 8 opportunities to practice that. What a great advantage for the Ellington kids to be able to do that versus maybe other schools where they're not getting a chance to practice that. What a great chance.
And having an authentic audience there is really important in giving them people to actually present to. So they're not just practicing in school hours, but they have somebody to practice.
Yeah, there's a little nerves there too.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So now, you've done a good job of like the difference between student-led conferences and student portfolio presentations. So let's get a little further into details. What will the differences be?
So really there's just some minor changes to the format and the script generally because it's now more of a presentation than of a side-by-side conversation. But our biggest and most significant change is we're going to have faculty office hours. So we have a lot of feedback. People loved the conferences last year.
They do.
But one of the pieces that was missing for some people is just having an opportunity to have a one-on-one follow-up conversation with an adult. And these office hours will allow that to happen.
So it's actually going to be very simple. The day or evening or morning that you come in for your portfolio presentation with your student, afterwards, if there is still a conversation that you would like to have with a teacher, your student can walk you down to their classroom and there will be a sign-up sheet and you can sign up for that one-to-one conversation with that teacher that you would like to discuss things with.
Super easy. So there'll be a sign up. It'll be the following week, right? We'll have these office hours, but you'll still then have that opportunity if you're a parent to actually have a follow-up if that particular adult is not the advisor in the room.
Exactly.
It's really, I think we've heard what parents have to say, and it's our attempt to respond to some of that feedback.
Yeah, it's win-win. So not only do you get to see your student perform their presentation and all talk about their skills, but you get to also have that one-to-one conversation with the teacher if need be.
So let's talk about when now, okay? We're getting a little further down to details, like when is this gonna happen? Go ahead.
So it's in the first full week of December, so you'll be getting an email right after Thanksgiving break with kind of those more one-to-one details. But the office hours for those conversations are December 14th from 5 to 6:30. So that's kind of the biggest change in terms of time. And the kids have been working really hard.
Yes.
They just practiced this morning and their presentation skills. So they're starting to feel the pressure that their portfolio presentations are coming up, and they're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just be on the lookout. Your teacher's advisor will be emailing you probably in the next week or so to open up the conference days and times that work best for you and your family.
Yeah, so for those who are new to us, the 7th grade families, who've not done our system before, 8th grade, you're all practiced with that, right? But the 7th grade, you'll get an invite, and it'll be customized to your schedule that will line up with our advisor and your child, and that's how it would work. Okay. All right, we're ready to finish out. So my last question is, who should attend these presentations?
I think anyone. I think the most important part is that every student has the opportunity to practice these presentation skills because they're so important. And who's important to the student might want to come to the conference. So parents, grandparents, if they have a coach that they're really connected to and they want to showcase their work, they can invite the coach. Anyone that's important to them.
Yeah, their siblings.
Exactly.
They can open up to what they're going to be doing when they become middle school students here at Ellington.
It is one of my favorite. When the siblings in the room, that comparison and that sort of adding on, or mom, dad, I want to show you my portfolio because I'm in elementary school. Can I show you mine? All those sorts of things are just fun to watch, aren't they? Year after year.
So anyone that's important to your child's life.
Great. Well, I'm going to say it again. Thank you for all your care and feeding and inspiration and the work that you've done to make this possible, because I do believe this opportunity for student portfolio presentations is unique. There aren't many districts or many schools doing to the level of work that we're doing here, and I feel fortunate to be here as the principal. So just so just to wrap it up, we're changing the name from student conferences to portfolio presentations. The changes that you'll see actually in the presentations are somewhat nuanced and different, but the new addition is this concept of faculty office hours. They'll be starting to set the first full week in December, and then we hope that anybody who our children are find important, who they belong to, will come and be part of this great experience. So thank you again, and thank you for checking out this Principal Podcast.